My name is Yilin Wei. I'm going to talk about the report aims. First, the general question we came out about is, does the application of consumer psychology influence sales and overall satisfaction of consumer? This strategy mentioned above is consumer psychology. This report aims to examine whether it could cause the differences in consumer behavior or response or not. With the market research process, it is obvious that this consumer question is conducting the market research. After defining the issue, there are several questions listed in the survey, and there are two aims we came out, which are how does the consumer motivation differ based on the different conditions, and how does this impact their satisfaction? And the second aim is, are consumers able to identify differences in pressure, and how does it influence their satisfaction? It is clear that there are significant differences of this question. These questions focus on the emotion and the response of consumer had, and which is pointing out to our question if the consumer psychology influences or not.
I'm Li Fancheng. I will talk about the overview of methods. A survey was designed by a course coordinator and was instructed to collect answers from 20 unique individuals within the 18 to 24-year-old age demographic within Sydney. Information such as age, location, as well as the time to complete the survey was collected into a large spreadsheet. This survey allowed us to gain insights into our market research aim, specifically the consumer response towards various statements. We collected and analyzed report data to explore the different hypotheses and relationship between behavioral factors. Data was analyzed using one-way ANOVA to explore the correlation between factors, and an independent t-test was used. All the tests we conducted are correlated to the manipulation within the market research process. Given the circumstance, our purpose to conduct this marketing research is to solve the question that does the application of consumer psychology influence sales and overall satisfaction of consumer?
Hi, my name is Chris, and I'll be talking about results and finding. This first section addresses the main purpose of the survey, which is to investigate whether the conditions resulted in significantly different likelihood of drink purchase and overall satisfaction from respondents. To achieve this, we first conducted a one-way ANOVA on the likelihood of purchase with respect to the three different conditions. The ANOVA indicated there was a significant difference in likelihood of purchase depending on the condition, and there is a clear trend indicating that likelihood increases with increased pressure. Therefore, we can conclude that the increasing pressure on customers to purchase drinks will also increase their likelihood of actually purchasing a drink. Therefore, these revelations present an opportunity to TFC to capitalize on this finding and potentially increase their sales through encouraging employees to apply more psychological pressure and encouraging drink purchases. However, TFC has also expressed a concern that increasing such pressure on customers will simultaneously reduce their overall satisfaction. To assess the validity of this claim, we also conducted a one-way ANOVA on this overall satisfaction of respondents with respect to the different conditions. The overall model was found to be insignificant, therefore we concluded there is no significant difference in overall satisfaction between the different conditions. Thus, we can safely recommend to TFC that increasing psychological pressure on customers is likely to increase sales while having negligible impact on customer satisfaction. However, it's also meaningful to determine whether the importance of customer satisfaction in securing a purchase changes between the different conditions. We then conducted a similar unconstrained regression using likelihood of purchase and satisfaction, and with respect to each condition. All three regression equations showed a similar positive but weak relationship between the two variables. However, there's a noticeable difference between the R-squared values. Therefore, this demonstrates a clear increase in the importance of customer satisfaction as applied psychological pressure increases, and therefore TFC needs to be conscientious and continue to maintain a high level of customer satisfaction.
My name is Yu Tian. I'm going to talk about the next three questions under M1. The first question is the relationship between income and satisfaction level. Looking at the result, we found significant difference for satisfaction level between the lowest income group and the medium income group, second lowest income group and the medium income group. Compared with medium income group, the lowest income group and the second lowest income groups are more likely to be satisfied. There is no significant difference between two highest income groups and other groups. The next question is the relationship between education background and satisfaction level. Our overall model is not significant as our p-value equal to 0.96. Therefore, we fail to reject our null hypothesis and conclude there is no significant difference for the satisfaction level between education background. Consumer education is not a factor to influence their satisfaction level. The last question is the relationship between ethnicity and overall consumer satisfaction. The results show White and Asia are significantly different for satisfaction level. In general, Asia evaluates the interaction more satisfied than White evaluation. In terms of Black or Africa, Hispanic or Latino, we do not find any significant difference with other ethnicity.
I'm Hamid Zhao. I will talk about the second question. Are consumers able to identify the difference in pressure, and how does this influence their satisfaction? The first question is, how does accurate are consumers able to identify the difference in pressure between each conditions? Consumer perceive the minimum pressure in condition 1 that reserve OK, thank you, while consumer perceive the maximum pressure in condition 3, and they ask consumer, what drink do you want? The second question is, what are the relationship between the level of perceived pressure and the overall satisfaction? We conclude perceived pressure and satisfaction are significantly correlated, and the correlation is negative. Based on the last conclusion, the consumer are able to identify the difference in pressure between each conditions. We can conclude that consumer have the highest consumption satisfaction in condition 1, while they have the lowest in condition 3. The third question is, does the level of perceived pressure difference between the gender? Therefore, we fail to reject the null hypothesis and conclude that there is no difference between perceived pressure and gender. The fourth question is relationship between gender and willingness to pay. Hence, we fail to reject the null hypothesis and conclude that there is no difference on the requirement of willingness to pay between the men and women. The fifth question, relationship between the willingness to pay and pressure. The correlation is positive. Correlation coefficient is 0.217, while the pressure increase and consumer willingness to pay will increase as well. The sixth question, relationship between the ethnicity and willingness to purchase. We found that there is a difference between the white and Hispanic or Latino, as well as Asia and Hispanic or Latino. Compared with Hispanic or Latino, both white and Asian are more willing to purchase.
I'm Wen Ting, and now I'm going to talk about the key findings and the suggestions. There are three key findings based on the research study combined with different management conditions. Firstly, consumers' willingness to pay differs from different conditions, which refer to different perceived pressure levels. There exists an incremental trend of customers' likelihood to buy additional drinks from condition 1 to condition 3, which demonstrates that the higher the pressure level customers perceived, the higher possibility of additional sales revenue. In more detail, income and ethnicity play vital roles in determining customers' overall satisfaction level, while educational background is not important. Customers with lower income level are more likely to be satisfied. For ethnicity, Asians are more inclined to get satisfied with interactions with staff than white, while the association between the other ethnics are not obvious. Based on these results, current marketing strategy, which results in high satisfaction level from lower income Asians group, can be sustained, while new policies to improve shopping experiences of higher income white groups can be customized. Besides, it is also found that there is no relationship between perceived pressure and the customer's satisfaction level, which indicates that managers can instruct employees to use pressure-based inquiry methods to guide customers to purchase additional beverages to increase economic profits without the consideration of decreasing in satisfaction level. Secondly, different categorized conditions would lead to 3 levels of pressure. The lowest pressure for condition 1 without any persuasive conversation, medium pressure for condition 2 with respectful inquiry, and the maximum pressure for condition 3, which represents aggressive questioning. Combined with previous findings, question modes that are similar to condition 2 and 3, which are pressured, can be constantly applied to ensure customers' willingness to purchase and the overall satisfaction level. Lastly, gender has no impacts on different pressure levels consumer perceived and their purchasing behavior. Thus, manager can use the same marketing strategy for both male and female.